Hi, it's me, Monet, here again, and I want to remind you that I am coming around the U.S. doing some new stand-up dates all over the contiguous United States of America. I learned that in 5th grade, contiguous, and I won't forget it. So if you want to come see me do some new raw material, I'm going to be in Spokane, Washington on April 18th and 19th, Oklahoma City, April 25th and 26th, Sacramento, May 2nd and May 3rd, Raleigh, North Carolina, May 24th and 25th, and Rochester. You get it? Rochester on June 12th and 14th. So if you want to come see me do some brand new stand-up material, come see me on one of those dates. Go to MonetXchange.com to get your tickets. Mwah.
Do you know how bad it was for last season? A girl told me she was 11 years old when my season was on television.
Yeah, good.
11. I wanted to send her in the bottom just for saying that out loud. I was like, you little bitch.
Monet Talks. Everybody come sit down, let's have a chat. Monet Talks. Living life gossip, chop it up, this or that. Monet Talks. Get comfortable, cause you on the show. We just wanna know where you been, who you been with. Monet Talks.
Monet Talks, folks. We are here in studio. It smells so fragrant, so delicious. We have the one, the only, the legend, Miss Jiggly Caliente.
What up, Monet?
And now what up? She got real New York.
Well, I mean, duh.
You're from Queens, right?
Yes, I'm a Queens girl.
Where in Queens?
Long Island City, Queensbridge.
Oh, Long Island City.
Yeah.
That's money.
Mm-mm.
Long Island City.
Well, I mean, now it's gentrified.
Yeah, but back in the day. Okay,
back in the day.
Yeah.
Nah, girl.
Well, you know, because like that's the thing about because we're born and raised New Yorkers.
Yeah.
And the thing about that, I think a lot of people have a hard time like thinking I know when I meet people out in the open, I'm like, yeah, I'm from New York. They're like, oh yeah, but like where are you from? No, I'm like born and raised in New York. I'm like, you like grew up in New York. People cannot understand what it is like to like be born in the city and like go to high school and elementary school in New York.
I was born in the Philippines, but I was raised in New York. Like through like I mean like when I first moved to New York, it was like on 23rd and Park. And then my mom was like, oh no, we're just here for a week. We're moving into the real apartment next week. I said, well,
you like, oh my God, 23rd and Park.
I know. And then she was like, no, we're moving in Queens. But it was like, you know, a 2-bedroom, like condo. So my mom was like, you know, she upgraded.
Got it.
You know, my mom worked real hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Immigrant family vibes. So my family, I mean, my grandmother, like so when I born in New York.
Uh-huh.
Then went to St. Lucia for 10 years and came back to New York and to live with my grandmother and my aunt. And my grandmother worked she was a housekeeping supervisor and she worked like all the time. My grandmother was always at work. We shared a bedroom together for a long time. When she slept on the floor and I slept on the bed.
Damn.
I know. My grandmother,
that's sacrifice.
Right? Ride or die. Because that's the immigrant shit, though. We're working hard.
Like, me and my brother shared a room till we were, like, in college.
Oh, shit.
It was, you know, even when I started to, like, change and stuff, my brother was like, oh, I can't stay in here. He was like, Jesus. Like, you know, the posters changed from the Power Rangers to all of a sudden, it's like, you know, Ricky Martin up there and Janet Jackson. And then my brother's like, oh, come on. He was like, figure it out.
So your brother's not queer at all? Your brother's straight?
Straight, yeah.
Got it. Are there more queer people in your family that you know of?
No.
Me either. I don't know anyone queer in my family.
Well, I have one cousin.
Oh.
Who's like gay, bear.
Bear?
Yeah.
Got it.
And,
we have a little lipstick.
Like, he's more a panda.
Not a panda.
Okay,
this is what I think about, like, okay, so I've heard people call like Asian bear types pandas, but is that okay for me, a non-Asian person, to say that? Is that problematic for me to say that?
Listen, look who's in office. At this point, we can say whatever the fuck we want.
I know.
It is insane.
I know. Language gets a little crazy. I was always dicey. I'm like, I don't want to offend, but like, I don't know if that's endearing
you know what it is?
or.
I feel like a lot of times nowadays, I think people take words and forget that there's intent. And context. So sometimes, you know, like for me, like, you know, Manila the other day gagged when I said I referred to myself as a jungle Asian. She was like, you can't say that. I'll go, your half-breed ass can't say it. I can. I was born there, okay?
Word.
So I was like, you know, you're half white. You can't say that. I can. But, you know, like, And I feel like, again, depends on intent and like how you mean things. If you're not hurting anyone,
Yeah.
that's not what your intention was. Girl, chill out.
Well, so I remember you. I don't even know if you remember this. If you saw me, I was so slick inside with two things. Number one, the first time I ever saw you, I think season 4 had just happened, or I can't remember if it was right before. But I was friends. It had to have been afterwards. I was friends with Digna, and I saw you at the Web. Do you remember the Web?
Yes,
So
that was where I started. Like really where I started.
That's where you started doing
my
drag.
home bar. Yeah,
work. And the Web was a primarily
predominantly Asian queer bar.
Yeah, all the way on the east side.
Yes,
it was like
right next to Tao.
Next to Tao.
Yeah,
and I think Jasmine took me there.
And
I was like, oh my! They had like cages and stuff.
There's
Girls
a
were like,
cage,
they was like dancing. I was like, whoa! It was, I don't know, like why did?
And all the go-go boys are twinks.
Yes,
because that's the clientele. The clientele wanted Asian twinks, so that was their,
And you know what I mean? I don't have I don't care, white, black, Asian, whatever, as long as you big, or I am a big lady. So a twink variety is just not something I fancy.
Neither do I. If I look like I could break you, I can't do it.
You know what I mean?
I can't, could you imagine, like, riding it? I'm like, I might choke you out. No, chill.
But it'd be the twinks, so they be having the big-ass dicks, though.
They do.
That's the problem.
The clients were always, like, those were the ones that are, like, the short. Like, I'm like, what? Okay, that came with a billy club.
You're like, God be like, I skipped out on the height. Where I'm going to hook you up with, though, is some dick.
Yeah,
I think that's what God. That's God's. That's how He worked that out.
That's how He plays it out.
That's how He plays it out.
Yeah, I mean,
there's the Web, and then
oh God.
So they used to have these. I don't know how I stumbled upon them. It was these exclusive T-girl parties, and they used to throw them in Park Slope. Girl, and then I don't know, because Jasmine, I just found this on my own, because I used to hook up and drag. I used to go
Jasmine found me there, and that's why I befriended Jasmine.
Oh, got it. No, so Jasmine didn't know I went to these. I don't know how, but this was before Jasmine went, and then so. It was like once a month in Park Slope. Yeah. It was on 8th Street and something, and then you had to go down the stairs in this like townhouse, and it was like a dungeon of just.
It was kind of everything.
It was, girl.
It was.
I discovered so much about myself sexually that thing, and then who was okay? There used to be 2 queens there. Sweetie was one of them, but there's another tall blonde. Who is that? I still don't know to that day who that lady was.
I think Pixie.
That was her name, Pixie?
I think so.
Because she wasn't like, I never saw her perform anywhere. Like,
no, she was just a
madam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and one night, I'd been like a few months, like 4 or 5 times. And in 1 month, I go down there and I see Jiggly Caliente at the bottom of the stairs. He was sitting down talking to all the court. And then I was like, I wanted to say hi, but I didn't want to out myself as coming to this thing. So I kind of, because when I did that, I wasn't getting in drag. I was getting in fish. I was like putting on a little like synthetic shake and go wig.
No! Heavy powder, no spook?
Girl, literally, exactly. And then y'all, it was like in this like 3-story like brownstone, and the bottom was like all these rooms and cubbies.
Yeah.
And then it was just you people were just it was
I was working.
Work. Oh, you were working?
Uh-huh.
God.
I wasn't allowed to, but I was.
So, but with so much available, guys would still pay. They were like, girl, Monet was sucking for free.
Well, yeah, but look at the material.
Drag me.
You see what some of those girls look like, so I'm like, I can charge them a bit, bitch. And I would see them outside. That was my thing. Okay. So for me, it was like I played coy, very unattainable.
Uh-huh.
And then I get them when we get outside, when I give them the number and blah, 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 transaction.
Girl, yeah, that was
do you know how Jasmine met me?
No, how?
So I was in one of those things, and, one of the rare times is like trade up in there. So this boy was just going to town on me, like eating the hell out of me like a buffet bitch. Motherfucking Jasmine walks up to me and goes, "May I call you chick?"
Shut the fuck up. At the sex party?
Yes. Well, I tell you,
foul. That is a red card. Foul.
It was an instant boner killer. I lost all kind of sense. I was like,
May I call you Jiggly is nasty work while you were doing nasty work.
And then I saw Jasmine, and then ever since then, and then the gag is the next day, me, Jasmine, Digna, all the Asian girls had that big photo shoot in XL with all the Asian girls. And I see Jasmine, and Jasmine just walks up to me and says, hello. She was like, oh, I saw you last night. And when I tell you, my head spun 50 million times. I said, oh, shit.
Girl.
So I was like, oh, I got to be nice to this bitch.
And you know what? Part of me wants to go back to one of these things, but now I couldn't go back down.
We can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible, right?
It is it was back then it was different. There was no, the camera phones weren't that big of a deal. It was so, even if they tried to take a photo, it would be blurry as hell.
Exactly.
It's super pixelated. You're not going to get a decent photo of me in there.
Although the kind of people who are there, I don't think there were people who would clock me, though.
Exactly. That part.
But the other girls might know.
The girls, yeah. Because the girls always tried it.
Mm-hmm.
There was some girls, and there was... Oh, wait, I can't say it. I don't want to out her, but yeah, there was a girl that also works in nightlife.
In New York City nightlife?
Yes.
Got it.
And she works for one of the restaurants, let's put it that way.
Got it.
Used to.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay,
And what I tell you,
Was she a popular queen? Did she work a lot in the city?
Not in this... kind of, sort of.
Okay, you tell me. We'll talk about it offline. I need to know, baby.
Yeah, and she was just let's just say me and her were competing businesses.
Got it.
But me and her serve, there's one thing about certain girls, I don't think they realize, we serve different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're skinny and white, I'm not. My brand is plus size Asian, fish cake. You are serving, vanilla wafers, and that's different. And I get it, but for me, because I remember the girl who taught me how to basically the ropes of sex work. And I was she was like, girl, we all serve something.
Yeah.
So, there's a client for everyone.
Yeah.
So she was like, you don't need to get thirsty when you go to these places. She was like, if the client don't want you, he don't want you. Let him go to the other one. It is not worth fighting for a client.
Yeah.
And I was like, but what if it's one of these high-paying ones? And she was like, girl, still not worth it. She was like, you'll make the money.
Well, that's what I think at that point I was trying to dip my toe into sex work. But I just wanted the dick. I didn't even, I was just thirsty for dick. So I was like, girl, you don't got to pay me. I'll do it for free. I'll bust it wide open for free.
Oh, no.
One time, I went to this one guy I met at one of those sex parties, and then we exchanged numbers. And we hung out a few times. One time he came, he came over to my house. But I was I didn't know how to navigate it. I was well, he met me, in the Guiche, so I had to. He came over.
You weren't in Guiche?
No. I got in Guiche, but he spent the night. So we're in bed. I did not see because I'm I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I let the client stay, and he slept over. And bitch, we woke up the next morning. Half my makeup is gone. The beard is in. I was just having the sheet. I'm yeah, good morning.
Oh my God. And you didn't get paid for overnight?
No, I didn't get paid.
That's an easy $800.
$800?
Yes. So overnight is if they come to you, it's $800 or $1,000. Depending on how, But you're fully functional, so I'm sure that it could... Bitch, what is wrong with you? Oh my God, you could have charged so much money for that.
I didn't know. I just wanted the dick. And he was so cute. And we would text all the time. So then I thought we were having this, we kind of started having this little relationship. And then, but come to find out he was married. It's just a woman that lived in DR.
Most all clients are.
I know, but in my mind, I thought, oh, this was going to become a thing if I just was diligent and talking, and then I stopped responding. And at one time, I go out to because I drove in the city. I go out to my Suzuki Grand Vitara, and I see he left a thing. And I hadn't at this point. I had spoken to him for maybe 4 or 5 months, and I come out with a paper on my windshield, my thing saying, "Hey, it's bleep the name." This is my number, you forgot my number, call me back. And then I was oh my God, he's coming to my neighborhood and seeing, then I got
looking
really looking for it.
Oh.
But yeah, girl.
That is good. That's what
honey,
the pussy's good.
But it was grade A pussy, honey.
But it was for free, that's why.
I know. But,
girl.
Yeah.
Jesus, you needed a friend like me that will teach you how to do this.
I didn't know. Oh my God, Drew, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I have no shame in what I had to do to survive. Like, girl, working in New York back then, girl, we were getting paid fucking coins.
Hello?
Pennies, if
Yeah.
anything. Like, Escolita wasn't paying that much, bitch. The
Yeah.
tips were cute, though. Don't get
the
me
tips were
twisted.
cute. Wait, so when did you start sex work?
Around the same time I did, probably like 2005, 2006.
2005. And were you doing, so did sex work first, then drag, or you were doing drag?
Both.
Like you started at the same time?
Well, no, drag was 2004-ish. 2003, 2004. And then, like, when I was like, this is it. And the highest paid thing that I was getting was like Barracuda every Thursday.
Yeah.
Star Search, that was it. So I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that the contests were paying more than
the
actual gig?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no, like, this is cute, but I need to make extra. And then I befriended another girl, and she was, she was very sweet, and never did she she never pimped me out, which is great.
Got it.
But she was very helpful and
showing you the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, there was a group of girls, like, she was like helping out. So, she wasn't a madam, but she was just wanted to make sure all the girls were putting money in their pockets. And she was a girl's girl, and I love her. Like, Isabella is my fucking bitch.
Isabella. I don't think I know Isabella.
Isabella Del Rio.
Is she daughter of Bianca Del Rio?
No.
Okay.
Nowhere near. Trust me. Trust me. This bitch is fishy as hell.
Bianca's fish to a clown.
Yeah.
I
mean, a piranha is a fish, right?
Ronald McDonald sees Bianca, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he turns her on,
Yeah, I mean, mainly that Yui she got on.
I would love to see Bianca in like a 40-inch bust down. Imagine.
Could you? But I would love to see Bianca in like Plastique's beat.
Ooh, yeah. It would be. She would be so unrecognizable, though. It would be it would be jarring to see Bianca like that soft and femme.
I don't know if Bianca would do it, though.
Can someone with like those, that person from Australia, the AI that does like, can y'all just put Bianca in plastic? I want to see what that looks like.
Ashley Madison from Down Under? No, her name is Ashley Madison. She's from like Down Under.
Oh, yeah. So she like reduces people's posters and shit. Yeah. I want to, Ashley Madison, can you put Bianca in soft femme drag? I want to see it.
Yeah, like Plastique Fish.
Plastique Fish would be great. Oh, that's another word we're not supposed to, well, you can say it. I can't.
Well, apparently we're not allowed to say it. I understand. Again, intent and, context. Yeah. I think we are losing a lot of our vocabulary.
I know.
Content. Even for me, like, tranny was, like, that was, like, the best compliment a drag queen or fish is the biggest one. Like, that is the ultimate compliment when you're a drag queen or trans girl, because it's passable.
Yeah.
And, granted, passing is subjective.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like, again, context and,
it's important. Yes, it matters. Yeah. I mean, I guess, no, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing about these, like, guys who were chasers. Like, there was nothing about me that was passable. Okay, I can admit it, bitch. I was a big,
you should see when Jasmine would go.
What? Like, is she like passable or like clockable?
No, but Jasmine was. It's not her. Like, so I remember how Jasmine used to paint and paints now. That's not how she looks like when she goes there.
Yeah,
it is so like. She was giving Mulan, okay? She was K-pop girly, plus size girl. She was like that. Not Jasmine, like,
Yeah. When you look back, Jigs, at season 4, like, what do you, like what feelings come up for you when you think about season 4?
Cringe.
Cringe?
I mean, in a way, I cringe because, like, it is just so far from who I am now, so far from the way I looked then to now too. Yeah. It's like my teeth won. Like, I was like very early in my transition. So I was just like...
Oh, so you were transitioning back then?
I was transitioning. I started transitioning that year.
Oh.
But Drag Race happened. I was supposed to go to Continental. So the plan was... I was going to go to Continental. Sahara and Manila were helping me get ready for Continental, a prelim. But the opportunity for Drag Race knocked first.
Yeah.
And at the time.
But did you audition or they sought you out?
Technically, they sought me out. I just had to finish the requirements.
Got it.
So I had to make the music video and do all this, like, not Zoom, but like the Skype interviews.
Oh my God, Skype. Doom, doo, doom, 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 doom,
It was a weird time because Drag Race was not even in my peripheral vision.
Yeah.
At the time, I was so busy into doing pageants. So that's what my goal was. And all of a sudden, Drag Race was like, we need a sassy plus-size girl. You know, and then...
Who can dance her fucking ass off.
Well, so the way Manila explained... Okay, context, people, please do not get upset about how she explained it. She was like, I have the perfect girl. She is Asian, she's fat, but she sounds like she's black. I was like, what the... When I heard... Because she got the call. We were at a hair place in the city.
What a Beauty 35.
Probably, yeah, I think so. And she got the call there. And
she talks black. I'm screaming.
That's what I mean. I don't think... Like, I mean, I've been accused of black accent before, but I'm like, I don't think it's a black accent. I have a very thick New York accent.
Yeah, I think, like, going back to what we were talking about before, I think that, like people just have New York accents. And I think the New York accent can sometimes be conflated with a black accent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also my friends that I grew up with all predominantly were black and Dominican and Puerto Rican. So obviously I picked up those phrases that they would say. Like, the lady that babysat me and my brother, she used to say, "Oh, your mama go get hot like fish grease." And ever since then, like, that stuck in my head. So I picked that up and I say it. So I get why people would be like, she has a black accent or whatever. But I'm like, no, you have to really figure out, like, we from New York, like, I don't even say, I always get clocked for saying coffee. Like, every audition, they're like, say coffee.
Say coffee, not coffee.
And I'm like, sorry, I get it, you know. And then it's either that or like a thick Filipino accent that comes out of nowhere. So it's like, take your pick with me. Yeah. So I understand, but I think now I'm more aware of it because I don't ever want people to confuse me for trying, and I'm like, that's not. That's furthest from who I am. Yeah. But, I guess if people, and that's why I think got in trouble for using the N-word.
Well, I didn't know. Wait, because you used to use the N-word.
Yes.
God. Okay. Well, that's
again. Right. Everybody I grew up with. Yeah. And they mama.
Was using it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then to this day, these motherfuckers still use it.
They use it with you.
And I'm like. Like, I can't go live when certain friends and family are around because I'm just like, oh, y'all are going to get me canceled because y'all can't be talking like this.
So the internet got you together. Like, Jiggly,
They did, which I understand. Again, I understand. I took ownership of it. But, I'm not making excuses for it, but I grew up around this. I grew up around hip-hop. And word was slung around. Every Notorious B.I.G. fucking Nas album had the fucking word in it.
Right, yeah.
So I am very aware of it. I hold myself responsible and I try to hold myself accountable for not saying it, even when I am with just my core people that still slinging around.
Like your black friends that are saying it to you.
Yes! These are people I grew up with. So, like, I am not going to tell Carol she can't say that word around me. That's her word.
Yeah, absolutely. They can absolutely, 100%.
And if she uses it on me, I'm like, okay. And I just,
every time they use N-word, you just getting like a really Filipino accent.
I
like, flip it on them, you know what I mean?
But one thing I will always say with my friends, they always made me feel part of. And in a time when I was one of the only Asian kids in the school. So they took me on as, oh, you one of us. Yeah. I remember my friend's mom calling me. She was like, oh, you're black. You're just Chinese looking.
Black folk will call the people black.
Like, okay. And they were always... I mean, for me, like I said, even when I started to come out, they were the ones that were like, "Oh, we get it. You just fruity. You know, like the boys were always, yeah, you're just a fruity one. We get it."
Well, you know, I guess I missed this whole chapter of Jiggly using the N-word. I did not know that existed. I didn't know that
Well,
that was
a lot of people,
happened.
because you and Bob had in your podcast, there was a thing that came up, and I guess people put two and two together and said it was me, because a video of me from Hey Queen also popped up.
Oh, wait! Bob and I talked about something, and people thought it was you. Was it you? Or was it you? It wasn't you, because I didn't know.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I think on the podcast we talked about a queen from Dragons who used the N-word, but it was not you. It was not Jiggly Caliente we were talking about. It is another queen.
There was proof of me saying it on Hey Queen.
Sorry.
It was one of those, didn't even think twice.
Got it.
And then realize instantly, like, you know, the instant regret that plays in your head. You go, "Oh shit, I said this on the mic."
Yeah.
And you know, I don't think I have any power to be like, "Could y'all please edit that out?"
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
well, you know what happened? The internet held you accountable. You apologized, and then, you know.
The thing I think a lot of people misconstrued is like, I don't apologize for it, but it's like, I apologize for it already. I hold myself accountable, and I think that's enough. I think a lot of people, because of cancel culture, they want you to stay repent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all, none of y'all are Jesus.
Clap if you think she should suffer. It's very that.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
chill. Like, I ain't kill nobody.
So sorry. So back to season 4, you have a lot of cringe looking back at it.
Yeah. Also, like, I wasn't
your first time on TV. You gotta allow yourself grace.
I do. I do. Like, I mean, I get to watch it now, and I see a very different person. And like, you know, like I remember I had to go to therapy after, because I didn't realize there was so much I had to work on about myself, because I thought I was fine. And a lot of things were just like pent up, like frustrations and insecurities. Thank God for therapy. And, you know, Lord knows we need it after Drag Race, because every little thing you do is now like put under a microscope. And, you know, every little thing you say, I've said numerous things on season 4 that was like problematic, you know, so I get it. But at the same time, I saw the boy, or the person that was just broken and troubled. And then after that, I was able to figure everything out and work on myself after Drag Race. You know? I should have known to fix my teeth before getting on television. That's for damn sure.
Well, fixing your teeth costs a lot of fucking money, girl.
But thank God for the money and the Bianca's discount.
Oh, did you put the same place that Bianca went? Got it. That's where Logan Sloan went too. Yeah. Logan, yeah.
I think Bob too.
Bob the drag queen?
Yeah.
Bob didn't get his teeth done. I mean, he has a thing or two here, but he doesn't get his whole grill done.
No, I know, but still, like our dentist was like sickening.
Work.
Yeah, and he was really sweet. He was really nice, and thank God he worked with my payment plan, because I was like, listen, I'm not a winner of this show. I can pay you little by little. I need my teeth on a layaway plan. And within 2 years, I was able to get my full mouth done.
Work.
Yeah, because I needed a whole reconstruction.
Fierce. Yeah, I mean, I need to go back and watch season 4, because I mean, again, I think there's like this like golden age of Drag Race, right, where Drag Race was becoming really popular. And people were like, oh my God, they show his face. And that was like season 4, 5, 6. Like those seasons have so much drama and so much extra. It was a time.
Including one to I think 6 is when it was like, I feel like the prime golden age of Drag Race, where it was like everybody was so uninhibited. And then it wasn't until I think season 7 where that's when it flipped, and Drag Race had to be more PC. And
you think?
It was, yeah. I mean, that's after.
No, because girl, season 10, they had me in an Indian headdress on. They had me in a Native American headdress on that show. So season 10, they were still doing some bullshit. I think it was after, like, season 11.
I think when it got to like VH1.
Yeah, that
That's
was
when
the
it got
first season
super.
of VH1.
Yeah, so that's when it was
Or
like
season 9 was.
Well,
Season 9
what-
was the first season of VH1.
whichever one, the season of VH1. That's when they were like, okay, there's a lot of things we gotta.
I think they were scaling back at that point, and then by the time they got to Jada season, which is the BLM season that happened in COVID, that's when they got super like, we have to do better. We have to do better. You know what I mean?
Which I understand because like Drag Race has to grow and it has to grow with the times.
But it's just that drag is such a subversive thing, right? Like, we are little creature goblins from the seedy, stickiest, dirtiest parts of a nightclub. Like, that is what drag is.
Yeah.
That's why you have some people like Lady Bunny, they get so upset with the censoring of drag, and drag should be this and that and the other. But I'm like, listen, if drag wants to be on TV, if we want to have the opportunity of reaching more people, you have to change. Some of it has to change.
You have to adjust.
Yeah, you got to adjust. You got to grow and change. I get it.
Like, now, even more so because of, like, being a judge now. It's different. Like, I can't just pop off. Like, I get in, as I like to call it, I guess into the principal's office every now and then when I make a post, and they're just like, Jiggly, you know better.
Like, because you're talking about now because you're a judge on Drag Race Philippines.
Yes.
So, like, sometimes you'll post something, like, about the competition.
Yeah, or say something and like I do get like I have to be more not political but like neutral to things. But I'm still human. Like like the girl from Queens is just not gonna let some bitch just try me.
Yeah, the girl that be saying the N-word. She would have come out.
Yeah.
No, no.
That's the thing though. It's like that little hood rat is like itching to fight. Like you can't like the little girl from Queensbridge is literally fighting to like come out because he tried me. And I'm like, I always tell people, like, I am working on myself. I am a work in progress. Keyword, working.
Work in progress. Well, here's my question. So, how does becoming a judge happen? Like, did you, like, hit them up? Did your management hit them up? Did they come at you? Like, I'm still curious how you go to judge a show.
I did not hit them up.
Did you know it was happening before they asked you? Or, like...
there were rumors.
Rumors of Drag Race Philippines.
That was rumbling around forever. And me and Manila were always like, we have to get this.
Yeah.
We have to find a way to get in on this.
Yeah.
And then All Stars happened for me. And then obviously I got sent home super early. I was like, fucking sewing challenge.
Damn. I know. Because the world have been waiting for Jiggly to come back to Drag Race, and it's just so. I mean, I'm grateful there were no sewing challenges on All Stars 4. We didn't have a single sewing challenge on All Stars 4, a single one. I know.
So unfair.
I know.
The second episode, I said, I remember when they said the blue ball. I literally looked at Ginger and I go,
but Jiggly, you didn't learn how to sew in your time and all this time.
That's even worse because now I'm like, I have
the money to get you made for you.
Like the money I spent on All Stars, I said all my whole post checks.
Damn.
Went straight to Drag Race.
Drag Race.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on your All Stars package?
$27,000.
Damn. Drag Race is so expensive.
$27,000 to go home second.
Jiggly.
However, Kylie says that I got the best consolation prize.
Which is what?
I got the judging position.
I mean,
so she was like, technically, Jiggly, you didn't walk away like losing. I was like, I was like, okay, I get it.
Who are you gonna do for Snatch Game of Love?
I was gonna do, if I remember correctly, Genghis Khan.
That'd be good. Who is the leader of the Mongolians?
Yeah, and but I was going to.
That's good, Genghis Khan. That's good, bitch.
But I was gonna make a super gay.
You love that. That would be great.
And but
hey guys, I think that we should like kill the Huns tonight.
Yeah. Like, don't you know Mongolian barbecue is the ultimate brunch, bitch.
Jiggly!
And I was like, Bob helped me out for it. Like,
that was great.
Bob helped me out with my reads. Because, like, I remember I was like, oh, these might be the motherfuckers in the show. Bob helped me out. He was like, all right, send me what you got. And then Bob helped me tweak things. And then Bob was like, Jiggly, there's one joke. He was like, you can't say that.
Which was what? Tell us now.
It was almost like an AIDS joke. And he was like, Jiggly, too far, too far. I was like, fine. Bob was like, this is still on television, Jiggly.
It's on TV, girl.
He was like, you cannot say that, Jiggly.
Yeah.
He was like, you want a career outside. He was like, unless you want Pose to end. He was like, stop.
Yeah,
I was
girl.
like, fine.
I mean, and then you also had that sickening All Stars promo look that you said really connected you to your Filipino, like how, like what is what
so
was about
the
it?
terno sleeve, the butterfly sleeve, is like it is like connected to the Philippines because that's the national costume. Like those sleeves are like, and then sadly, it was deeply connected to Imelda Marcos, who was married to the dictator of the Philippines, but like she made it popular to the Western world, but like it's a national dress of the Philippines.
Got it.
So because I didn't last long enough to wear my Filipino gown for the finale, I had to still find a way to get something that was Filipino rooted for my promo look. And, it was like also inspired by Oscar de la Renta and that was worn by Regina King. So we just fixed, Angel, my designer.
Angel Ayala,
yeah. He just, figured it out and he did it. And it was so gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And that was, I think, the promo is what put people super interested in me. Again, to be like, oh, work, she's back. And, everybody was saying, like, the glow up, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I guess.
I mean, yeah, listen, if a bitch goes on Drag Race and comes back and they look like they do their original season, that's a bit of a problem. Like, you should have a glow up. Like, because, like, seeing yourself on TV, you really get a chance. Like, okay.
Like, makeup changed,
literally,
everything
you're
changed.
like, okay, that doesn't look good. So you tweak, like, you like that.
Yeah.
You should have a fucking glow up.
Even though in our season, I think the early seasons of Drag Race, Matthew would come over to each girl and be like, listen, like I remember the first 2 episodes, I was using white under my highlight
for season
4. And he was like, listen, you're not that light skin. He was like, stop.
That's cool.
He was like, cool it down. He was like, warm it up, something. He was like, but that bright white, it's not the ticket. He was like, it looks crazy.
Fierce.
And he was like, your nose contour should end somewhere. He was like, your nose should look smaller and cute, not bigger and wider. He was like, figure it out. And, he went to each girl.
What?
And the shortest one who had the least time with Matthew was Kenya Michaels because she didn't need no help.
Because she was just wham.
Yeah. And we were just like, bitch.
Word. That's fierce. Getting like notes from Matthew Anderson is fierce, girl. What do you think is the most outrageous outfit you've ever worn?
The baked potato.
Yes, but not only on Drag Race, off Drag Race. Like the outfit, you're like, ooh, I can't believe I did that, girl.
Well, last year, because Delta lost my luggages, I hosted the Made in Asia show in Mickey's in sweats. That is probably the craziest.
Oh my God, there's a big Asian show in New York. Did that happen already?
We did that already, yeah.
How was it?
It was sick.
And it was on all Asian. How long was the show? It was like fucking 50 people on the flyer.
It was like a 3-hour show.
And everyone got one number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for Juju.
Juju did too?
Yeah, she did too. I thank God I signed up for one. I was like, nope. Because I knew. I was like.
I love that. No one asked me to be a part of it. I could be a part of this show. It hurts my feelings. It really does. But.
You know what? I'll talk to the owner of the show. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, me and Jasmine, you can do like black and yellow or something.
Girl,
Walk a flame.
The funny thing is like when the only national title pageant I ever won was Miss Universal Latina Plus.
You did?
Yes.
How did you win Miss Universal Latina Plus?
Because I competed for the prelim and then competed at the nationals and won.
Screaming. What country did you represent?
Venezuela.
Jiggly, you are.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it was so crazy that I was like able to do so much prior to my Drag Race like journey. And then I think a lot of people tend to forget that there was a life for me before Drag Race.
Yeah.
And, no shade, but to this day, I don't think anyone has beat my winning streak at Star Search.
How many weeks did you win in a row?
32 weeks in a row.
You won 32 weeks in a row at Star. So if y'all don't know, Star Search is a show at Barracuda, New York City on Thursday nights.
It is the longest
running drag competition show in New York. And the audience votes for the winner. They clap at the end.
Yeah,
at the end
audience applause.
But this show goes from like midnight to sometimes
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. So people like, it's a long show. So like if you go first, it's tough.
Yeah.
But if you go like towards the middle of the end, it's better because people are around then.
Yeah.
And so then, and the winner gets $150. I think now it's $200. I think they wrote $200 now. But you won 32 weeks in a row.
Yes.
That's fierce.
And then before me, the one who had the streak was Candace Kane.
Candace Kane, how many weeks did she win in
14 weeks.
14. It was the one from 14 to 32?
Yeah.
You more than doubled her record.
Yeah. Then you know, Shaquita jokes about it. She was like, damn tree girls are the ones winning this show.
We got to call Guinness. Guinness Book of Records. DM me. This is a record we can put in the book. 32 weeks in a row it started. How does one qualify for Guinness? Like, what does Guinness what they're going to qualify?
I just like, that's like one thing that I still hold. Like, you know, like I'm good with that. Like, you know, there's certain things that I'm super proud of with like my career. I'm just not the girl to be like, yeah, I did this, whatever. Like my resume speaks for itself.
Clock it. Like Pose.
Yeah.
You won season 2 and 3?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
All 3 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
And because the thing about these shows, like I do auditions all the time. You never know what the fuck is gonna come through. But to be cast on that show, which was like such a,
they weren't even seeing me in the beginning because I was proposed as Jiggly. So they weren't trying to see drag queens. They were like, we want trans women. So then the team was like, to send her my name. And then I went and did the auditions.
As Bianca, not Jiggly.
So, and then when they did the callback, they put 2 and 2 together. They were like, oh, that's who you are. And I was like, yes.
Work.
But yeah, and there were other girls that was on the call this PG girls that was on.
Well, I don't remember so many auditions, but I think it was for Pose before it came out, and I read for a Marsha P. Johnson part. And I remember I was still living in New York. I went downtown to Ripley Greer and I did a whole thing. And I put into it together. It was for Pose. I think they were looking for, but I was not, obviously I'm not a trans woman. And because I was still learning how to audition at that point. So I was like, do I dress up as Marsha P. Johnson?
There were a lot. So there were, I guess I dressed up as the brief.
Okay.
And it was very New York. 90s. You know, they were like POC. I think the original role was for a Latina girl. So I was like, oh, well, I mean, so I literally showed up in my my old school baby fat Timbs and jeans.
Work.
And door knockers. Like my normal get up.
Yeah.
For like, if I'm hanging out in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's how I showed up.
Work.
And clearly it worked.
Well, you see, because I didn't know how to audition. I didn't know that when you get the sides, like you're supposed to like look like the character. Because these castings,
I don't think it really holds too much weight, but I feel like
you don't think so? But it helps. It helps paint the picture
because it helps them paint the picture of who. But then again, like I saw that they were looking for like. It did say Latina on it. So I was like, well, shit, I don't look Latina. So I'm like, I have to figure out how I can look like a typical New York girl.
And give the
vibes, you know, still bust down, but like door knockers and everything, baby fat jacket.
You just got real New York. He was like, everything.
I can't help it. It's crazy. But
yeah. So I never, it was you. Pep
got on the show too.
Pep was on the show as well. And there was somebody else. Am I making that up? Maybe I'm not.
No, that was it. It was just me and Pep that were on Pose.
Work. Iconic. I wish they would bring it back.
So do I.
It's a great show.
'Cause I want the work.
Girl, you have work. Wait, so how often do you film?
Once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah.
And in what months do you go? You can't tell us.
I can't say that out loud.
Well, because I remember I've been to Manila one time in my life in the Philippines, and that's when it was on Work the World.
Uh-huh.
I was obsessed. That's when I went to O-Bar for the first time.
Yes.
Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, you think you've seen a drag show? You have not seen a drag show until you have been to O-Bar in Manila, Philippines. It is next level. These girls are doing like these full-on aerial acts. They
choreography.
Have like choreo with like 25 people on stage. It's like, it's an insane
full production.
Full production. Do you perform there when you go across?
So my very first homecoming show was at O-Bar. Yeah, and it was amazing.
As in the first show you did as a international drag superstar.
Yes.
Got it. What year was this?
2016.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I met a lot of the local girls, and and then they were just like, they were saying like, oh, they would hope there would be a Drag Race Philippines, blah blah blah. And I'm like, girl, they just got UK. Chill out. Like, we'll see. We can pray.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like X amount of years later,
boom, I wanted to see more of the Asian girls, like Drag Race Philippines, on like the Versus the World and like the fucking global. Also, like,
I mean, Marina was there, Eva
Marina
was there.
Summers.
Marina
Summers was the one when she tipped out and she was tipping the audience at her number. One of the cuntiest things I've ever seen. She, first of all, so y'all, you're gonna see the number. Marina Summers, she comes out on stage with this beautiful hair, beautiful gown. This guy brings the money out for her. She sprays it with her perfume, and she tips the audience in her number. I was like,
tell me that is
brilliant.
Like,
so cunt. So cunt.
She was like, I don't need the money. I'll tip y'all.
I'll tip y'all. That shit is cunt.
So yeah, Marina, I like those. Oh, my girls. I love them so much. They're so amazing. And I was so glad that Marina started off the international Philippines stride because she's amazing. Even Eva, like, Global All Stars.
Eva is the what?
She did Eva La Queen. She did Global All Stars.
Yeah, she was. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she's not the last.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's not the last. There's like these girls are so amazing. Yeah, you're bound to see them.
But would you go on a Versus the World? Because
what for? I already got a.
You're a judge on a season.
Yeah,
I mean, Pangina Hills went and did a global.
Yeah, that was crazy of her.
Right?
I was like, girl, you already got the job.
It seems like going backwards. Like when you're like hosting or judging a drag race,
that solidified Pangina as the host for Thailand, though. That's one thing I will say.
Before she was just a judge.
She was just a judge. Yeah, she wasn't the host. Now she's the judge.
The judge, yeah.
And I get it. And, she earned it. She is internationally known. She's amazing. I love, love, love Pangina. And the way she cares for her girls. I will say, like, because I know Nikki and I know Pangina.
Nikki Doll.
Like, the care they give for their queens. And even, like, I don't want to include myself, but like I love and respect the girls so much. I guess because I've been in that like sucky position of like showing your baby to the world and be like, please like it.
Yeah.
And I try to make my critiques entertaining, but I've made myself a promise that I will never cross the line and say a critique that's for entertainment purposes and hurt somebody's feelings.
Got it.
I was like, I will never do that.
Yeah.
Like I work hard to be like, bitch, think. You can't say that. Like
being super intentional about your critique, not just making TV.
And like I don't ever want it to just seem like, oh, you were great energy. No, I want the girls to be like, listen, okay, this was cute. This part. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I never I sounded so critical with certain contestants, but I guess because like of my experience as a plus size Asian girl and how the fandom will tear into a girl, I was stricter with a certain contestant. And I was stricter with her because I know what you guys interwebs are going to do to her.
Very, very tireless to the girl. Learn from this.
Yeah, like, you know, it's like, I don't want to be mean, but like, if you think what I'm saying is going to be vicious, trust and believe these motherfuckers sitting in their grandmama's basement is saying...
With shitty Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And I just, again, I'm always just like, please know that none of this is forever.
Yeah.
Granted, whatever is on television will last forever.
Yeah.
But the feeling doesn't last forever. I was like, you know, there's ways to grow and earn the respect of the fans. But, you know, you can't please everybody. That's another thing I tell the girls. Like, you cannot. Nobody is perfect. You're not going to please every single fan.
You can't try. You cannot waste your energy on TV and your time in the sun trying to make everyone happy. Because it's literally impossible. There are how many billion people on the planet? You cannot make them all. You cannot please them all.
It's impossible.
You can't.
And like,
do your own shit.
You know, and I tell the girls, like, you know, and if there comes a time where they are going to be rough with you, just know it doesn't last long.
Yeah.
It doesn't last forever.
Trouble don't last always.
Yeah.
I mean, but how do we get you? I mean, this may be controversial. How do we get you into the main hosting seat?
I don't think I want that.
You don't want that?
No.
You don't want to be the HBIC?
No,
the head Bianca in charge?
It would hurt my heart to tell a girl to sashay away. I feel like that is like gut wrenching. I'm good with where I'm sitting, where I can tell the girls, listen, this is like, you know, this is what's gonna get you in the bottom.
Yeah.
But I don't ever want to be the one to tell a girl to go
sashay
home.
away.
I can't. Like, it's like, even I know Paolo, the host, he's like, sometimes he's like, that was rough. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
He was like, but I like her. I go, shut up. We know we like her.
Yeah.
But that lip sync sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's times where we're just like,
yeah. Oh, Jiggles, it's been such a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you so much.
You look so radiant, so beautiful. Thank you for taking the time to swing on by the studio. I'm so mad I missed Mickey's on Monday. I was out of town, but, you know, I love seeing you perform. Jiggly is just a fucking ball of energy. It's crazy.
I mean, it's a little different now. You know, I mean, back when I was like in my 20s, it's different. Like now I'm in like mid-40s, so it's different.
Are you in your mid-40s, really?
I'm 44.
What?
Yeah.
Look
Sweetheart,
good,
Asian no raisin.
Black don't crack unless it's Republican. Yeah, that's how that works.
Same with Asians.
Asian no raisin unless it's Republican. Jiggles, I love you so much.
I love you.
So nice having you here, and you are.
I cannot believe that's what you were saying.
Girl, sit in that basement. And I saw you that I was like, I need to, because you probably didn't even know me, but I was like, just in case, I'm trying to be big and drag. I'm gonna meet her one day.
The first time I felt like I actually met you was at the Ritz.
The Ritz, I agree.
That's where I first really got to meet you.
Yeah.
And then the second time was Industry. Yeah, when you had your show.
Oh, the Tuesday show.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I hate being one of those old New York City gays. I'm like, I remember. I hate because this is me all the time. Always recalling.
It's literally me.
I know. I don't want to be.
Do you know how bad it was for last season? A girl told me she was 11 years old when my season was on television.
Yeah, good.
11. I wanted to send her in the bottom just for saying that out loud. I was like, you little bitch.
Jiggle, thank you for being here. And thank you all for watching another episode of Monet Talks. Until next time, we'll see you back on the couch, girl. Bye.
Monét Talks.